welcome to our latest summit, this time aimed at the packaging industry. Today we'll focus on new opportunities and introduce new solutions, technologies and services to media and consumers, creating a new chapter for the organisation. The pace of social change has accelerated rapidly in 2020 and continues to do so in 2021, transforming the operating climate of the printing industry. Now is the time to adapt and tailor our communications based on how the options complement our messaging, timing and the nature of the technology that we're presenting. These virtual summits are the ultimate proof. During the first summit in December, Komori created a setting to provide a general overview of the company and its future ambitions. And in the second virtual summit, Komori addressed commercial printing applications with a focus on perfecting solutions.
At GPS, we saw the newly installed GL37P in production, utilising a host of innovative features like APC parallel control. And in addition to this special format, Komori is always innovating and developing new features, offering perfecting solutions like the GX40RP and G38. All the combined recent improvements are encapsulated in a single product update, the Advanced series. This is the fastest upgrade available on today's market, and these models complement perfectly the portfolio of long perfectors, each with unique properties. If you would like to review this previous summit, please do click on one of the links below.
As I mentioned, today we will continue the series, and in this virtual event we'd like to focus specifically on packaging printing. The packaging printing market is divided into segments, each with a specific application. These include labels, flexible packaging, corrugated and folding cartons. Each has its own specialised printing needs, such as sequential barcodes and numbering, variable text, titles or graphics. All of which add value to a product and help it stand out in the market and on the shelf. The global packaging printing industry has increased exponentially due to a rise in manufacturing activities. The market is driven by a growth in the demand from the food and beverages and pharmaceutical sectors. The growing pharmaceutical industry and the popularity of using convenient packaging are the dominant factors in today's packaging printing market. New shapes, higher colour quality targets, smart packaging, lower carbon footprint, challenges with safety and the relentless fight against counterfeiting are numerous. But Komori is up for this challenge with an extensive product portfolio dedicated to exceed expectations. Whether it's offset or digital printing, finishing solutions, K-Supply or through to Komori Chambon, Komori is your business partner. As I mentioned, today we're exploring the packaging market. And to start with, we have Steve Turner, Managing Director at Komori UK Limited in Leeds, who oversees a huge packaging client customer base. So good morning to you, Steve. We're very eager to learn what Komori has to offer. Now, Steve, in the early stages of the pandemic, we saw long queues outside supermarkets and empty shelves because of panic buying. As many fast-moving consumer goods are contained inside printed cartons, do you think the packaging industry has had to adapt to changing demands during the last year?
Well, good morning, Jane, first of all. I think it's true to say that the demand for printed cartons is generally quite robust and largely unaffected by economic peaks and troughs, industry trends, health scares and the like. The extraordinary conditions created by the pandemic, however, have had an impact on certain sectors of the industry, both positively and negatively. As many people watching will know, Komori is a major player in the carton market. We boast multi-press and in some cases multi-site installations across several of the largest global packaging companies, which typically service food, pharma, cosmetic and luxury goods sectors. Combined with a large user base of independent converters, we're well placed to understand market conditions and changing demands. We hear, for example, that products such as ready meals and luxury food ranges have done really well during lockdown, as have over-the-counter pharma products. Conversely, items such as food on the go, typically bought by commuters and office workers, and items sold on trains and planes, they've really seen a huge drop in demand. The good news, though, is that overall the picture for the wide-ranging carton sector of the printing industry is positive. Volumes are stable, not least because carton board packaging is very eco-friendly and sustainable.
Well, it's good to hear packaging is in such high demand, that's for sure. What are the major benefits of Komori technology and what sets it apart?
That's a big question. My colleagues will explain in more detail later on some of the unique carton innovations that Komori's developed and the benefits that they can offer in terms of quality, productivity and return on investment. I think a key point to focus on though is why Komori offers such a wide range of leading edge technologies which are aimed specifically at this sector. In many ways, the brand owners are asking for far more diverse carton designs than ever before, whether they want their luxury food item to stand out on the shelf with high impact special finishes, or a clever design to reduce the size and cost for their value range, or built-in security features to protect against counterfeit products.
So tell me, Steve, what are Komori doing to meet these needs?
We offer solutions. For example, during the January summit, we talked about the GX40RP press. Now this is the most efficient solution for two-sided printing on thick materials. And there are a good number of these in production across the UK and Europe. Typical applications include printing on the inside of sleeve wraps, which are used on pre-packed ready meals, or luxury desserts, or expensive perfume boxes, chocolate boxes, or cartons for contact lenses. The RP press can be configured with a number of reverse printing units and front-side double coating, so it's possible to apply text, colour and litho seal on the inside of a carton, print multicolours on the face, and then add water-based coating and high-gloss UV spot coating, all in a single pass. Because this design means the board is gripped at the same edge of the board from feed to delivery, we save 10mm of expensive board on every sheet. In other words, the GX40RP configuration delivers class-leading return on investment, which is a recurring theme of the Komori design philosophy.
That's interesting. The RP press is obviously highly efficient for printing on both sides, and you mentioned a few examples there, but I expect most packaging is still only printed on the outside.
Well, my colleagues Adam and Peter will be taking us through some of the special features of the powerful GX640 that we have in the Komori showroom in Utrecht in a short while. So I don't need to go into all of the unique production aids that press is equipped with. But although the GX40 runs at 18,000 sheets per hour, achieving high productivity and maximum return on investment, it's not simply about fast running speeds. In line with ever-changing demand from the industry, Komori has developed new features to offer extraordinary levels of production based on sequencing and parallel automation.
And given the marketplace, colour would be really important, right?
In a diverse marketplace, some product types use special colours for over 90% of their packaging. If you think of luxury spirit boxes, for example, it's common for almost all of the finished product to be made up of PMS colours, including metallics, and then enhanced with special coatings. Another example is pharmaceutical boxes, where virtually all of the colours are specials. For companies that specialise in this type of complex application, run lengths are often very short, and the vast majority of their production time is devoted to washing up units and making the next job ready. The Komori AMR functions with parallel control can offer the facility to simultaneously load plates, wash up the ink rollers and the blankets. Now, we can even go a step further so that certain units can be washed up ready for the next job at the same time as the press is in full production. This is production efficiency at its highest, and yet another example of how we can provide the best possible return on investment for our customers.
Well, it seems clear from everything you've said so far that carton printing is very diverse in its nature. I suppose that's the reason Komori offers several models in different configurations to cater for all types of applications and run lengths.
Yeah, it's a complex and mature market. It's made up of a mixture of well-established, privately owned companies and large global corporations competing for different types of work in a variety of different sectors. The applications are numerous, and the run lengths can vary significantly, depending on the product and even the size of the local population. A product range I haven't mentioned before is the Komori GL44. Now this is a format that is totally unique to Komori, and it's got compelling benefits for certain carton sizes. Later in the summit we'll show a real-life example from a Komori customer, where a 44-inch sheet can accommodate twice the number of cartons as a more traditional 40-inch sheet, and incidentally the same number of cartons as a very large format 56-inch sheet. We'll also illustrate how a 44-inch sheet can provide over 50% more pharma cartons than a traditional 40-inch sheet. As I think I said earlier, class-leading return on investment. It's a recurring theme of the Komori design philosophy.
Thanks, Steve. Well, the environment of the printing industry is ever-changing, and the printing market inevitably responds to economic changes and market needs. One such response is the emergence and growth of digital printing. Meanwhile, as commercial offset keeps pace with a greater variety of jobs, packaging printing is seen as a promising field. And Komori is once again leading the industry, rolling out digital printing systems and originating offset solutions tailored for packaging, like KP Connect.
KP Connect Pro is printing task control software positioned between the MIS and the production site that makes complex task control visible and enables anyone to share the latest operating information in real time. KP Connect Pro is capable of integrated control, including schedule creation and distribution and production results collection for both offset presses and digital printing systems. In addition, information is made visible in real time by digitizing the operating schedule table and the daily operating report. Through this type of visualization, packaging printers are able to significantly reduce costs and increase profits.
Packaging is integral to virtually every product in the marketplace, and for very good reason. The package protects the product in every single phase of shipping and distribution, and it communicates to the customer the brand identity and other product specifics at the critical moment, point of sale. Perfect colour matching, great image details and precision are core strengths of Komori in the offset printing solutions. Initially offering the best cost effectiveness on large volumes, offset presses maintain this competitive edge even when working with lower quantities due to improved efficiencies. The Komori Lithrone GX40 is a perfect example. In addition to extremely stable printing at the 18,000 sheets per hour maximum print speed, even with heavy stock, the Lithrone GX40 delivers both significantly improved print quality and enhanced agility for colour changeovers. It has the power to handle not only high-end commercial and publishing printing, but also package printing due to exceptional print quality and flexibility. And today we have the opportunity to explore Komori's flagship model as it's installed in the Komori Graphics Centre Europe, located in Utrecht. On site is manager Ad Eckelschot. Good morning to you, Ad. Could you take us through your best performing packaging press there, please?
Thank you, Jane. Let's first do a walkthrough on our carton press, the 640 GLX with coater. Given that this press is targeted at high volume carton production, a key element of the specification is that we can offer integrated logistics for pallet handling. The non-stop system, as you see here, is designed to operate at the maximum running speed on carton board up to 600 micron thickness. You see that the press is on a plinth of 900 mm. The benefit of the higher plinth is that higher pallets can be used and there are less changes. Being that the pile height is greater than 1.27 m, which translates to around 2,100 sheets on a 0.6 thickness board, for example, at 18,000 sheets per hour, the feeder pile would need changing almost every 7 minutes. So an automatic non-stop feeder really reduces your downtime. Well, let's have a look how this works on this GLX 640 with coat. Okay, let's have a look upstairs at the feeder head. Now, stability is a must for a high output press such as the GLX40 running at 18,000 sheets an hour. The feeder head provides optimum and stable performance across a wide range of paper, like thin paper and also thick cardboard. Let's have a closer look at the feeder head. Now, if we look at the pickup suckers, we have 4 long stroke pickup suckers, just lifting totally down and up. Especially for wavy cardboard, the pickup suckers just go totally down to lift it up as much as possible. Then we have 5 transport suckers, just perfectly aligned across the sheet. We have the anti-static blowers on the tail side and the anti-static blowers on the side. Furthermore, the wires, especially for thin paper, to keep the paper down. And the feeder head is corresponding to the front lay sensor at the gripper side. This one is adjusting the height of the pile. Yeah? If we have a closer look at the feeder. So on the side of the paper we have sensors to detect a cocked sheet. So when the press is running 18,000 sheets an hour, we have a cocked sheet going in, the press will stop here and not at your front lace. The laser jet is corresponding also with the PQA, our camera, who is detecting also defaults. So every sheet will be numbered, as you can see on the sheet on this one. If we go further, we have the tail side blowers, especially for plastics. One big feeder tape, and the sides are especially for special substrates like plastics. The feeder tape, as the paper arrives at the front lace, has a reduction of 50% in speed. So actually when you're running 18, the paper arrival is only 9 to get a perfect register. Yeah? Also we have a double sheet detector on the front and also an ultrasonic on this side. So we have 2. The suction side lay is on this side, and all is been adjusted. All the air settings will be recalled from the PQC console. So when material comes back, we press the button and it will automatically set to our last adjustments.
So the GLS is designed to work at high speed, but how does this work with the infeed of cardboard and paper?
Now if we look at the A cylinder, the A cylinder is also a special cylinder. The front lace are always straight mode, and the A cylinder just grabs the sheet. If we want to compensate the register, we can just grab the sheet a little bit more like this. So instead of moving the front lace in a cocked position, the paper will always go straight in the press. The arrival is always straight. Also the A cylinder, we can a little bit bow and correct the tail side on the first unit, especially for the fan out. So thin paper, when you fan out, we can compensate from the PQC console. This is done by the A cylinder. Now, if we move further to our inking unit, we can show you also the special low image area setting.
Can you take us through the features of the dampening system on the GX40?
Now, if we look at the dampening unit, the Komori Matic consists of 4 rollers. The chrome pen roller can be skewed to give more water on the outside. We are using a reverse slip between the metering roller and the chrome oscillator, and this will create a very thin water film. Yeah? Easy to control, and we can print without alcohol. The dampening foam roller runs with a different speed as the plate to take away any hickeys. The advantage of the Komori Matic is a quick startup and a sharper dots. Easy to control. Now if we look at the inking unit, we have a nib set follower. So the only rollers we need to adjust are the vibrator roller on top and the 4 inking ink foam rollers. Yeah? We have dual nib contact to the first foam roller, and the oscillated timing can be adjusted from the PQC console, and the ink unit is temperature controlled. Now, for checking the nib setting for the ink foam rollers, we can easily check to the plate, but against the oscillators we usually have to take some rollers out. Now, Komori does have the maintenance assistant. The nib setting from the foam rollers to the plate and against the oscillator can easily be checked by the maintenance assist. Just by starting the program on the PQC console, the program will make a print of all nib settings from the foam rollers, so to the plate and the oscillators. After this, it will print separate sheets and all colors, and we can easily judge the setting without taking out the rollers.
So Ad, when I think of packaging, I think of attractive designs and lots of bright colours. So how do you deal with the many colour changes and the different ink occupations?
Good question, Jane. Now, as you mentioned, the packaging has a lot of Pantone colors, and normally this is very low image. It's quite often low image. In that case, it's easy to do it with our Komori system, the short path system. What we can do in this case, we can shift some rollers that we have less rollers in, so they're not printing with a short path. Big advantage, you have less ink on the rollers, so it's more easy to control when you do an adjustment from your PQC. Now, also on this one, what we have, if the feeder trips, for example, or you have a stopper, you need to change your pile. What we have is also a shift function, a roller train separation function. So the rollers keep running, only thing, the top rollers will shift up and what's underneath will stay down. So it does not bring the ink further down in your roller train. So very important that if you start again, you will be quicker back to your standard density. Yeah? Now, if we go to a roller wash, what normally happens, also a lot of roller washes with packaging and Pantone colors, we have the improved roller wash system, also with the fountain cleaning, especially for faster make ready. Now, in this case, we use free sprayers, and special one is with a surfactant, an extra roller cleaning, to reduce the time for washing. So you don't need to have a roller paste and let it run for 5 minutes. You can just use our program with the special surfactant to clean the rollers. As you've seen on the movie, here you can see we go from black to yellow, and you see the delta E further down to 3. So without a very intensive wash, we use our surfactant to clean these rollers.
So changing colours requires frequent and efficient washing programs. So how efficient in this respect is the GLX40, and can you show us?
Yeah, okay. Let's go to the other unit on the end, and then just follow me. Now, if we look at the ink washer also has a reduction on solvent. So what we do, it's using an interval, so it sprays the solvent. It will be pre-soaked, so it's mixing. The scraper goes on, the ink goes down in your ink washer, and then after it's almost dry, the roller is almost dry, it will go off. It will spray again, will mix, and it will go on again. Now, this will reduce 50% of your solvent, because tests we have done in the past shows that if we leave the scraper on and spray, 50% goes directly into your ink washer. Yeah? Now, if the guards are open, we can see here also the ink mist extraction. Now, we recommend this especially for UV inks. as they have the tendency to creating mist with high speed running. The ink mist will be collected by the filter at the bottom of the ink mist recovery fan. This will reduce the ink mist causing dirt on the machine and work environment around the press.
So colour change is an easy task for the GLX40. How does the rest of the press set itself ready for the next job?
For an effective changeover, we have the parallel control. As mentioned before, the ink change is the big issue in fast changeover for packaging. This system will help you to reduce your make-ready time to a minimum. The inking unit is driven by an independent motor during roller washing. Blankets will be cleaned, the coating plate can be changed, and the AAPC will change the plates all at the same time. Even after this, pre-inking will start and all will be done together, reducing your downtime as much as possible.
Thanks, Ad. So quick changes are obviously really efficient for short-run productions. How does this press cope with long-run productions, bearing in mind the non-stop option?
Now, as you can see, the machine is on a 900mm plinth. We see our pallet logistics system, which will work together with our non-stop delivery. Now, let's have a look how this works in practice.
Thanks, Ad. That's really impressive technology. Are there any other features that we should know about with regards to delivery?
Well, that saves you a lot of downtime in changing pallets. Now, if we look further to the delivery, especially in cardboard, what we have 14 suction wheels. Very stable, very strong. We have the air zones on top with the anti-static zones on the tail side. In between we have the blow bars, especially for cardboard, and the vibrating side joggers. All air settings are stored in our PKC console and will be recalled when the job comes back.
Great, so can you now tell us a little bit about the operation console and the Komori quality control and productivity features?
Okay, so what you see here is our KID system. We have the PKC console, what we mentioned before, a single screen with less touch points, so easy access. So we go from the printing to our AMR system, going back to our air setting as we mentioned before, quite easily going from the feeder to the printing units to the delivery. As mentioned, all air settings are stored and can be reused. So this is only for fine adjustments.
So Ad, the challenges are numerous, what with new pack formats, ever higher colour quality targets, smart packaging and achieving a lower carbon footprint, and not to mention the fight against counterfeiting. How does the GLX40 provide printers with solutions in these areas?
Okay, as mentioned, we have our PQAS camera system, the inline control. Also we have the PDCSX. PDCSX is measuring the color bar, but also possibility with the PDF comparator with the cameras in here to scan the total sheet. After this it will check the sheet and compare it with our file what we got from the customer in pre-press. In that case, any mistake, any false thing we will detect. If this is okay, we get a signal. Then we can say to the PQA camera, this is our okay sheet for the whole details.
Well, Ad, thanks very much for the detailed roundup. Should we just sum up quickly?
Okay, so we discussed some topics of our GLX 640 with coater. If you want to have some more details, so you want to have a personalized demonstration, contact your local representative and we hope to welcome you in our graphic center.
Thanks, Ad, that was really informative. So you might remember during the last summit, Hertz Müller explained that Komori has developed a dedicated perfector based on the GX platform. The Komori Lithrone GX40RP with its unique sheet-fed transport system prints the sheets on both sides during a single run. So if you're aiming for a dedicated perfector always printing both sides of the sheet, this press will bring many advantages to your press room. There are several configuration options, but for packaging printers, Komori offers a sheet thickness range between 0.02 and 0.8 mm. The GLX40RP is currently installed at the Komori Graphics Center in Japan. So let's now move to our Tsukuba factory to see how they produce 2 jobs on this highly automated model.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Maho Machida, Overseas Sales. Today we are pleased to present our Lithrone GX40RP Advanced with LED UV. This is the double-sided printing press with 4x4 specification. And this is a PQS V5, which is our print quality control system with high precision 4K camera.
The Komori PQAS version 5 gives all-in-one print quality inspection, plus color control, plus automatic register adjustment. On the Lithrone G40 Advance, all job changeover functions are completely automatic. Through KP Connect Pro, operator intervention for job changeovers is reduced to the absolute minimum. As all feeder, register and ink duct settings are preset, production pass sheets are attained within a very few sheets.
Thank you very much. Here is a sample of the first job.
The Komori information display shows the ink density on all 8 units. The first job of 500 sheets on 0.11mm matte-coated paper is now finished, and the GX40RP automatically changes over to the second job, 1,000 sheets printed on 0.07mm paper.
And the status of progress is shown at the Komori information display. Automatic simultaneous spray changer, blanket washing, spray inking for all units are performed at the same time.
Register and ink densities are set automatically and maintained by the PQAS V5 inline print quality control system.
The density and register reach the target zone, and then automatically 1,000 sheet production just started by autopilot.
As soon as densities reach the set target, the autopilot moves the press up to full production speed for the second job of 1,000 sheets.
Thank you very much. Here is a sample of the second job after production printing. Thank you very much for watching our Lithrone GX40RP Advanced demonstration.
In addition to the 40-inch offset presses, Komori also offers options for even larger sheet sizes, up to 44 inches. This size offers significant advantages compared with regular B1 or even larger sizes like 56 inches.
The 44-inch size has been selected to assist packaging users in their search for optimized efficiency, without any sacrifice in terms of easy paper handling. Moving from 40-inch to 44-inch increases your usable sheet size by 130%. However, the layout does offer the potential to be increased by as much as 156%.
So now it's time to head off to Sathon in Bangkok, Thailand, to a Komori customer called Shiri Vatana, who recently decided to invest in a new Komori lithrone G44. From creative designs to logistics, this company provides a full turnkey solution. The Komori G44 was a natural step for expansion and increased productivity.
เริ่มมาตั้งแต่เมื่อ 40 ปีที่แล้วนะฮะเป็นโรงพิมพ์เล็กๆใช้บ้าน 4x8 เมตรเท่านั้นเองที่เปิดโรงพิมพ์มีเริ่มจากพนักงาน 2 คนขณะนี้ก็หลายพันคนนะพัฒนามาเรื่อยๆโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งเรื่องของความครบวงจรเพราะว่าอึดอัดใจกับความไม่สะดวกถ้าทำเองทุกอย่างก็คล่องตัวกว่าครับก็เลยขยับขยายมาเรื่อยๆตั้งแต่อยู่สาทรแล้วก็มาอยู่ที่ถนนจันทร์แล้วก็มาย้ายมาอยู่ที่นี่เรามีเนื้อที่ถึง50 กว่าไร่ออกไปเปิดออฟฟิศแรกเซลส์ออฟฟิศที่ลอสแอนเจลิสซานตาโมนิกาตั้งแต่30 ปีกว่าที่แล้วไปเปิดที่นิวยอร์กต่อแล้วก็ขยายไปทั่วโลกเราก็เลยเปลี่ยนโลโก้ของบริษัทเป็นลูกโลกตลาดโลกเป็นของเราเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็เน้นการส่งออกมาตลอดสมัยก่อนนู้นก็ส่งออกประมาณ 70%เดี๋ยวนี้ก็ประมาณส่งเอาเหลือแค่ 30%ส่วนหนึ่งก็คือเรื่องของความครบวงจรเรามีตั้งแต่ครีเอทีฟไปถึงจัดส่งเพราะฉะนั้นเราทำได้ทุกรูปแบบแล้วก็มีธุรกิจค่อนข้างหลากหลายในด้านการพิมพ์ไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของคอมเมอร์เชียลในอดีตตอนนี้ก็ยังมีอยู่บ้างเพราะนั้นก็คือหนังสือที่ส่งออกต่างประเทศนะในประเทศคุณภาพเราสูงอยู่แล้วเพราะฉะนั้นถ้าใครต้องการงานดีๆสวยๆก็มักจะมาหาเรานะแล้วก็อีกเรื่องหนึ่งก็คือเรื่องขนาดนะ Economy of Scale แล้วก็ขนาดเรามันค่อนข้างใหญ่นะมีงานใหญ่มาเราสามารถจัดการได้หมดไม่เคยมีปัญหานะนี่คือจุดเด่นของมันที่รู้กันมาเมื่อ10 ปีที่แล้วนะฮะมันก็เริ่มมีการกระทบจากเทคโนโลยีนะโดยเฉพาะเรื่องออนไลน์ทำให้พวกแมกกาซีนคอมเมอร์เชียลพรินติ้งต่างๆค่อยๆลดลงเราก็รู้ตัวตั้งแต่นานแล้วก็หันมาทำแพคเกจิ้งอดีตก็เคยทำแพคเกจิ้งมาก่อนแต่เล็กๆเมื่อเราหันมาตอนนี้ก็ตั้งใจที่จะมุ่งไปทางแพคเกจิ้งเป็นหลักสำหรับเรื่องเครื่อง GL ที่เป็น UV มันก็เพราะมันพิมพ์พลาสติกได้พิมพ์พวกฟอยล์ได้แล้วก็จะมีกล่องประเภทนี้ค่อนข้างมากอันที่2ก็GL 844ตัด1ของเรานะฮะตั้งแต่เราซื้อมาเนี่ยก็ใช้งานตลอดเวลาน่าจะเป็น 60% ในไม่ช้า44 นิ้วเนี่ยมันก็สามารถพิมพ์กระดาษเต็มแผ่นของเราได้ก็คือ33 นิ้วคือใส่ได้เลยโดยที่ไม่ต้องไปนั่งตัดเจียนอะไรอีกก็เกิดความคล่องตัวแล้วก็ได้ขนาดได้ปริมาณจำนวนกล่องเพิ่มขึ้นค่อนข้างมากนั้นทำให้ทุกอย่างก็สอดคล้องกับการวางแผนแล้วได้ตามกำหนดตลอดเวลา
อันที่หนึ่งเลยก็คือเรื่องของคุณภาพการเน้นหนักไปทางเทคโนโลยีในการผลิตทิศทางการเปลี่ยนแปลงของตลาดโดยเฉพาะงานพวกแพคเกจจิ้งมันจำเป็นที่เราต้องลงเครื่อง GL เพื่อจะมารองรับกับงานแพคเกจจิ้งในอนาคตครับโดยทั่วไปงานระบบคอนเวนต์เรามีเครื่องค่อนข้างที่จะมีหลายตัวดังนั้น GL 640ที่เรานำเข้ามาก็เพื่อจะมารองรับงานพวกระบบ UV อย่างเช่นกระดาษฟอยล์พลาสติกเพื่อรองรับตลาดใหม่ๆเพื่อขยายตัวของงานแพคเกจจิ้งครับเราแยกออก2ประเด็นนะครับประเด็นแรกก็คือไซส์44เนี่ยเพื่อรองรับในต้นทุนกับการเลเยอร์ของไซส์40นะครับเพราะว่าถ้าเราลงมีไซส์44นี่เราสามารถที่จะลดต้นทุนในเรื่องของกระดาษนะครับเลเยอร์ได้งานได้มากตัวขึ้นนี่คือประเด็นแรกประเด็นที่2ที่เราลงเครื่อง844เพราะว่าเรามารองรับงานพวกมากกว่า4สีเช่น5สี6สี7สีและ8สีครับเพิ่มมูลค่าให้กับงานแล้วก็ตอบโจทย์ของลูกค้าได้ลำดับแรกเลยคือการขยายตัวของแพคเกจจิ้งเรารองรับลูกค้าได้แล้วอีกอย่างหนึ่งที่เรา มีเครื่องเกียร์ L84 มันสามารถที่จะลดเวลาการผลิตและลดของเสียต่างๆตัวมันจะมีแยกออก2ตัวนะครับตัวแรกก็คือเรื่องของ Auto Repeater ตัวนี้จะช่วยในเรื่องของการปรับตั้งงานได้เร็วขึ้นความสูญเสียประมาณไม่เกิน30แผ่นแล้วก็อีกตัวหนึ่งก็คือการสแกนDensity ตัวนี้ก็ใช้สิ้นเปลืองได้เยอะประมาณ50แผ่นก็สามารถที่จะได้งานที่ได้คุณภาพแล้วครับที่เราเลือกลงใช้44 นิ้วเพราะว่าเราต้องการที่จะขยายตลาดและรองรับความต้องการของลูกค้านี่คือประเด็นหนึ่งประเด็นที่2เราก็ต้องการลดต้นทุนในเรื่องของการใช้กระดาษครับ
Now, just last week, Komori announced that new Lithrone GX44RP and G44 Advanced models have been added to the lineup of Lithrone GX and G Advanced series sheet-fed offset presses. The Lithrone GX and G Advanced presses have been designed with the concept of providing world-class return on investment. Now, this advanced technology will be extended to 2 new 44-inch models of the Lithrone lineup. The Lithrone GX and G Advanced presses deliver high productivity and print quality with ease of operation. Based on the connected automation concept, they include strengthened collaboration and optimization between processes, as well as high-level automation resets based on information from high-end systems, contributing to productivity improvements throughout the entire printing process. The Lithrone G44 Advanced models capitalise on a unique format size to offer impressively high production efficiency for the packaging market, when used in combination with the Lithrone G40 Advanced 40-inch press. The 44-inch size is easy to handle and does not require additional manpower since the size is similar to a 40-inch press. It's also extremely well suited for multiple impositions. So for this reason, it's receiving renewed attention in the packaging printing market. The Lithrone G44 Advanced provides higher productivity and it's a real game changer. So now let's move to France and visit one of our Komori family of companies, Komori Chambon, where Managing Director Laurent Bantz is welcoming us. Laurent, Komori Chambon has a special place in the group, hasn't it?
Hello Jane, hello everybody. First of all, let me say I'm very pleased to welcome our audience to Komori Chambon Competence Center and to introduce them to Komori Chambon technologies for packaging. Going back to your questions, you're right. We have a very special position in the Komori Group. Indeed, we have a complementary product line that perfectly match Komori portfolio. First of all, I would say that the main difference of our products is that we are always web-fed process. Web-fed means that we work always from a reel of paper of material versus working from a sheet of paper. Secondly, we are 100% dedicated to packaging. Packaging is what we have developed over the many decades and we gathered a lot of experience in that area. Working in packaging allowed us to be very experienced, and today we are more than happy to share that experience with all our customers around the world. Finally, I would say that we are very special in the way that we transform only cardboard material. Cardboard material of any type can be different substrate, polycoated, SBS, or even recycled board. And it can be a very wide range of grammage up to 600 GSM. In short, I would say that today we offer a true alternative to large sheet-fed format for packaging. I'm very convinced that our solutions put really the productivity one step ahead.
Oh, that's interesting. I imagine the Komori Chambon products are very special then.
Yes, that's true, Jane. And this is all the more true that every press we manufacture is unique. Actually, we design our presses according to customer-specific requirements. A second trademark of our product is that we have a specific concept, which is the inline process. What we call inline process is the fact that we combine both the printing section and the die cutting section. To my knowledge, we are one of the unique manufacturers in the world capable of manufacturing both printing and die cutting systems. This is the reason why, in our head office here in Orleans, 2/3 of the staff is dedicated to R&D. Every day, our engineers design tailor-made solutions according to the specific requirements of our customers, be it to adapt to the packaging itself or to the workflow of their organization. Another specific is that we have a dedicated factory to make all the Komori Chambon products. It is located in the south of France and it's really dedicated to our product. It gives us the necessary flexibility to design tailor-made solutions for our customers. Speaking of the factory, it was established in 1917. Let me tell you a short glimpse of Komori Chambon history. Komori Chambon is an old company. The story starts in 1887 when Machine Chambon, which is a typical French name, was established. And then it's really amazing to realize that in 1889 the Komori Chambon presses were introduced to the world at the very same time than the Eiffel Tower during the World Fair in Paris. Over a century of history, we gathered a lot of experience in the packaging, and we have designed and invented many solutions dedicated to the packaging. Today, I can say that we are one of the most advanced companies in that field. More recently, we joined the Komori Group in 1989, and ever since we have kept our development. Today, I'm very proud to introduce you virtually in our brand new competence center here in Orleans.
Okay, let's get a little bit more into the details about the Komori Chambon products now. Katsuhiro Ishida, Group Coordinator, is going to introduce us to the web-fed concept. Katsuhiro, are you in the demo center?
Hi Jane, yes, we are at the workshop which combines a showroom and test center. Today we will show you a web offset converting line. Everything starts from a cardboard reel here. Something important is cardboard represents 60% of packaging production cost, so start from reel gives you a lot of savings. So let's look at this press. Everything starts from the reel, and in less than 10 seconds it will be into the blanks. So there's mainly 3 sections: printing, converting, and delivery. Let's look at the printing section first. First, the printing stage. Not only printing, but also many optional embellishment processes are available, such as varnish, foils, and others. The modular composite makes everything possible. Here you can see 6 color units. More and more often, we provide 7 color configuration in order to achieve an extended color gamut. Transforming a web requires specific printing tools and converting tools. Such tools, cylinders, are designed for each packaging layout. It means you change them for a new job. What you can see here is a printing cassette. It can be a sleeve type. After the offset printing section, you can see here finer dryers. It can be UV, ultraviolet like here, or EB coloring, electron beam. That merit is the same. The inks are totally dry before the next section. There's no need to stop the production to store which has been printed. Here we can see a special combination with flexor printing units. They allow to handle coating applications, printing, either front printing or back printing.
All right. Now there's a break in the workflow at this stage. The printing process is similar to the sheet-fed one, except that the printing tools are different. And next, if I understand it correctly, is a major difference in the production flow from the printing section down to the delivery. Is that correct?
Yes, Jane, absolutely correct. Right after the printing stage, as you can see here, the cardboard web enters the second section, the converting section. It usually comprises 3 stations: embossing, creasing, and cutting. This is what we call rotary die cutting. The stripping function is also included, and it offers a major benefit. The blanks are free of any nick point. The cut is perfect, and 100% of the waste is eliminated. So here you can see a bypass system which allows you to print in roll to roll, which is very often common for aseptic packaging. So here we are at the end of the press. In less than 10 seconds, the piles are ready. The height and the number of the blanks are precisely controlled, so that order placed by your customer is satisfied.
Well, that's crystal clear. As you mentioned, the web-fed lines allow a seamless process without any interruption and in an incredibly short time. What are the main applications for these presses?
Main applications are liquid packaging, gable top, aseptic break. food packaging, fresh, dry, and frozen, beverage carriers, cigarette packaging. For your information, one Komori Shambon press can produce 600 million blanks in case of 1 liter liquid packaging, 2 billion blanks in case of cigarette packaging.
Well, that's really impressive. I assume that these machines are designed for huge plants.
Jane, yes and no. Yes, to the extent that most of our customers are large converters. But what really matters is the volume, production volume at the end of the year and run length. So you can say middle-sized company can be interested in our presses as well. As you can see, high productivity is the great advantage of this press. To help you understand, one roll of 4,000 meter roll can be transformed into blanks in around 10 minutes. Our presses provide the highest productivity in medium and long run. But as you know, the job length is getting shorter and shorter today, so we integrate solutions such as KHS AI, which is proven in Komori portfolio. In a group like ours, many synergies can be found.
Well, many thanks to Katsuhira for that introduction to the web-fed world. Let's now go back to Laurent to discover another aspect. Komori, of course, is a renowned offset expert worldwide, and Komori Shambon also maintains leadership in that process. But you're offering other printing technologies, right?
Yes, Jane, indeed, you are absolutely right. Web offset is really the best technology, giving the highest precision. Especially when converters try to print on a recycle board, it's all the more difficult to print this uneven surface. And in that case, offset is the best technology in order to transfer the ink via the blanket. But as you mentioned, we don't offer only web offset. We have other technologies. One of them is the gravure printing process. Gravure is a very special process, giving a very stable printing conditions. And especially for solid printing, gravure is offering one of the best technology available on the market. As you have just seen with Katsuhiro, we have a combined machine here in our facility based on a web offset frame and with several flexo units. Today, we tend more and more to propose hybrid solutions with a merge of web offset technologies and gravure and flexo. One of the many examples that we can offer is, for example, having a white layer cover at the beginning of a press and combining it also with a gravure unit, for example, dedicated to metallic inks. We have many technologies to offer. One of the best advice I can give you to the people watching us is really to come and visit us here at our competence center and see how we can connect people and technologies. Thank you very much.
Laurent, thank you so much for your time today. It's been fascinating to discover how another part of the Komori family can help customers meet their clients' needs. Today we've seen many examples of Komori's innovative solutions for packaging production. But it doesn't stop there. With the acquisition of MBO and the Komori Aprecia series, it all adds up to a powerful combination of finishing solutions. After the process of die cutting, Komori offers a solution for the stripping or blanket process, which is often handled manually. Automation allows for up to approximately 200 pages to be simultaneously blanked per job. Perfect for automating the repetitive but high-skilled task of stripping, saving work and stabilizing jobs.
The Aprecia MB110E is a high-performance blanking system that offers automated labour-saving blanking. This master blanker provides the stable quality and improved cleanliness demanded from the packaging printing sector. When using paper of 0.4mm thickness, the MB110E can blank up to about 200 sheets simultaneously, allowing for better planning through a more stable production process. Due to the absence of human interference, the Aprecia MB110E can be used for the production of goods for the cosmetics, food, medicines and sanitation industries, among others.
The packaging market remains a promising and dynamic growth market that offers numerous opportunities. And today we've highlighted some of the packaging solutions that Komori is offering. offset presses with the GLX40, GLX40RP and the larger Lithrone G44. We've also touched on the Aprecia series and explored the options of Komori Chambon. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's still so much more to discover. If you do want to know more, please do contact your local Komori sales representative and do ask about options for personalised online demonstrations or additional information. If you're not sure, on our website you'll also find who to contact and also links for future events. Thanks for watching.